On today's show, a fictional character's ethnicity is changed in one of the thousands of pieces of media representing her, and of course, people lose their shit again. And Game of Thrones showrunners David Benioff and D.B. Weiss offer some insight into where the show's heading in season 7 and the nature of the Night King. All that on today's Not News. First up on the show, SpiderMan Homecoming, the upcoming solo Spider-Man movie from the House of Ideas, has seemingly cast its Mary Jane Watson, and a lot of people aren't happy about the choice. Now, for those of you who don't know, Mary Jane Watson is Peter Parker's long-term love interest in the comics. Their relationship is a staple of the character's mythology and one of the key aspects when it comes to defining just who Spider-Man is. In the Sam Raimi trilogy of movies, she was played by actress Kirsten Dunst. In the Mark Webb films, she was going to be played by actress Shailene Woodley, however the performance was cut in post-production. This time around, however, it seems Marvel have opted to go with Disney Channel starlet Zendaya, who is of mixed race. Now, for some reason, this bothers people a lot. I can't pretend to know much about Zendaya or her career thus far, but I didn't know anything about Tom Holland either, and he killed it in Civil War. I trust Marvel with their own properties, and I do so because they've earned that trust with the excellence of their cinematic universe. Also, while I may not know much about Zendaya, I know a hell of a lot about Spider-Man, and more importantly, Mary Jane Watson. I've been reading Spidey comics since I was 6 years old. He's my favourite superhero, period, and a large part of this is because of the strength of his supporting cast, Mary Jane Watson being of vital importance. If Marvel believes Zendaya has what it takes to portray the character's wit, charisma, sass, and fighting spirit, then I'm on board, because guess what? That's what defines Mary Jane as a character, not the colour of her skin. Outspoken Guardians of the Galaxy director James Gunn took to Facebook to address the controversy in an articulate and comprehensive summation of the matter, showing that not only does he understand exactly what it is that makes a fictional character iconic, but also that he understands the things that just don't. He says, "I do not believe that a character is the colour of his or her skin. When Michael B. Jordan was cast as Johnny Storm, I didn't understand the uproar. The primary characteristic of Johnny was not to me that he was white or that he had blonde hair, but that he was a fiery, funny, big-mouthed braggart of a hero. For me, if a character's primary attribute, the thing that makes them iconic, is the colour of their skin or their hair, frankly, that character is shallow and sucks. For me, what makes MJ MJ is her alpha female playfulness, and if the actress captures that, then she'll work." I couldn't agree more. Spider-Man Homecoming is due for release July 7th, 2017. Good luck, Zendaya. Next up on the show, the guys behind the Game of Thrones TV show have given us a sneak peek behind the curtain in their latest interview with Deadline.com. Just a quick spoiler alert, as I will be diving deep into the show's plot. Now, two things in this interview jumped out at me as potentially big hints of what is to come. The first was the response of the showrunners when discussing Daenerys Targaryen. Benioff and Weiss say, "Daenerys has a boundless confidence in herself and her mission in this world. Her sense of destiny makes her a compelling, charismatic leader, a messianic figure for multitudes. She has arguably the cleverest advisor on the planet in Tyrion Lannister. She has 3 dragons, an army of Unsullied, and a great Dothraki horde. What could possibly go wrong?" What indeed? That last ominous line was a sharp reminder of the world that we're dealing with. Dany has had more than her fair share of strife thus far, but even considering her recent Dothraki excursion, it's starting to seem like she's been too long in her comfort zone. I'm starting to think that her return to Westeros might not be the be-all end-all moment we were all hoping for. After all,
if you think this has a happy ending, you haven't been paying attention.
The other thing that got me thinking was their comments on the Night King. When asked about the terrifying Lord of the Undead Hordes, Benioff and Weiss say, "We don't think of the Night King as a villain as much as death. He is not someone who's like Joffrey or Ramsay. He's not really human anymore. Evil comes when you have a choice between that and good, and you choose the wrong way. The Night King doesn't have a choice. He was created in that way, and that's what he is. In some ways, he's just death, coming for everyone in the story and for all of us." I don't know about you, but to me it sounds like the Night King may very well be unstoppable. If he represents death, then he really is a force of nature that none can contend with, and his victory would go a long way into bringing home the futility of all our wants and struggles in these fleeting lives we lead. Will anybody sit the Iron Throne once the long night arrives? Game of Thrones Season 7 is set to return mid-2017. And that's it for this episode of Not News. Thank you all so much for watching, and please make sure to hit that like button down below. You can subscribe to the channel and keep up to date with all future content as and when it comes out each week. Thank you all so much for your time, and I'll see you again on Wednesday.